So in the previous video we have talked about the introduction to Windows services. We have seen the SCM and the service control dispatcher and service main function and service control handler. So in this video we will be writing the code to make our thread as a control dispatcher. So we will be calling this Windows function StartServiceCtrlDispatcher. So our main function should call StartServiceCtrlDispatcher within 30 seconds after SCM executes a service binary. So if we do not execute our function before 30 seconds, then SCM puts our service as process is not responding. So before 30 seconds we need to call this function. And after calling the function, our main thread becomes the service control dispatcher, and this dispatcher creates a new thread for every service main function. So we will be providing an array of service table entries. In that we will write the service name and the service function address. So this will create a new thread for those service main functions. And SCM sends control requests like stop or shut down the service to control dispatcher, and we need to register a function to control the dispatcher to handle all the requests made by SCM. So that will be doing in the service main function of our service. So let's go and see the start service control dispatcher function. So this is the function start service control dispatcher A, and it takes one parameter, that is pointer to the service table entry A. Actually this is the pointer to an array of service table entry structures containing one entry for each service that can execute in the calling process. So if you have two services, you need to make two objects of those structures and put it in an array and pass that array pointer in this parameter. And let's see what this service table entry is about. So you can see the service table entry contains two members. First one is service name and the address of that service main function. So I already have imported all of these from Windows API Create. So let's first create a service table entry. So STE stands for service table entry, that is a vector of type service table entry A. So this vector is going to store the service table entry objects. So right now the vector is empty. So let's go and create service table entry STE1. So STE1 dot, here we can see the two members, service name and service procedure address. So let's first declare our service name. So let service 1 name. So let's call this as my service 1 and ending with null byte. So STE dot LP service name is equals to a pointer to the string. So service 1 name dot as bytes dot as pointer and constant i8. So you can hold the control and click on this. You can see this one, constant i8. And the second one is the address of the function. So I have already declared this service main function, and remember this attribute noMangled, so that the service function name will not get changed. And this service main takes two parameters. One is argument count, and next one is the array of the actual arguments. So these are the command line arguments, similar to normal main function you will see in any program. So how you going to pass is via this start service function. So in there we can pass these arguments, and that will be fetched into this function. So this is the service main function. So we can say ste1 dot service proc is equals to, now we can say service main as function pointer. So function of type, we need to pass the signature of this function, that is u32 comma, and this star mute 8. So this is a pointer to a pointer to the i8 array. So these arguments will be in the string format, and you will get pointer to an array of these strings. So paste here, and you will get an error because it is of the type option. What we can do is we can transmute this directory std mem transmute and it will get automatically converted. So now we have one service name and one service function address in the ste1. We need to push this ste1 into this vector. So ste dot push ste1, and one condition is the ending structure should contain null bytes. So here they are going to tell, okay, there will be some paragraph about this, that the ending member should be zeros, indicating that is the end of the all service table entries. So ste dot push, so we can just copy this one. This is a null entry, so paste here. So this is like an anonymous object. Now we have pushed our service table entry and the null one. Now this vector is ready, so we can say start service control dispatcher, and we can say ste dot as mute pointer. Now we are good to go. So as soon as SCM executes our binary, this function gets called, and this main thread becomes the control dispatcher. So it will wait until all the services we have defined in this array become stopped, then only our service gets stopped. So that's all for this video about StartServiceCtrlDispatcher in Rust.